Just call it what it is it's a fucking Dookie Boy round. Fucking 5,000% of fucking Dookie Boy round. God damn, what do you need to see to fucking wake up? Does the shit paddle have to slap you right in your fucking face for you to snap out of your stupidity? Hello again, my loves. Back to do another comment reply video in the fucking Dookie Boy realm of hell and suffering. Alright, so Magic Zebra wrote 100% appreciate the monologue about vibration. Nailed it. Thank you, brother. He also commented, I have also come to an awareness that my entire truth-seeking journey is being drip-fed to me by the Matrix itself in a tightly choreographed process. It's a weird realization to come to when you realize reality's scripted, but here I am grateful to hear another person confronting and articulating this paradox. Thank you, Magic Zebra. I'm grateful to be that person. Philosophy Vids wrote, the answer to all your questions is the reason this place is this way is because it was designed to be so, to generate maximum low vibrational, emotional, and mental energy. Now, I don't know if I believe this, if this is my life philosophy here, but there's a lot of evidence to back that up. That was a great comment. Bronze Adonis wrote, bro, please stop. You're helping me. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Bro, please don't stop. You're helping me more than you know. I know, Bronze. Believe me, I do know. Like I said, sometimes I feel like I'm the only one left. I mean, I look for my content elsewhere, and again, I can't watch everybody's video. Like, you could say I haven't watched the last 10 or 20 videos of some of the channels I'm subscribed to. But my type of content's really just rare or non-existent, or people don't behave that way no more. Maybe I'm like an old dead type of mentality person. I don't know. Old-fashioned morality. I don't know. Dialectric truth, but I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop until this reality finally finishes me. It's going to win eventually. Nobody beats Father Time or Father Mortality, but we'll see what happens. But until this little beating dook thing stops, I'm going to be here talking shit about this stupid-ass fuckboy reality. Dialectric Truth put a smiley face. Thank you, Dialectric. Magic Zebra wrote, to quote Agent Smith from The Matrix, I hate this place, this zoo, this prison, this reality, whatever you want to call it. I can't stand it any longer. Yeah, to quote him further, it's the smell, Neo. And he really didn't like the smell. He was like, God, it's fucking driving me crazy. But the smell's an example. It's honestly, once you become aware of the Matrix itself becomes the splinter in your mind that drives you crazy. So it's this interesting experience, this reality. Whoever created it had an interesting sense of humor. T-Fetch wrote, Truth Movement 100%. I agree. Magic Zebra wrote, here's my hypothesis that relates to the Mandela effect and many other things in this. Excuse me, I'm having like an issue right now with fucking phlegm. Hypothesis that relates to the Mandela effect and many other things in this effed up place. It's a metaphor. Imagine all of humanity is sitting there in a movie theater and each person is wearing a virtual reality headset but does not realize it. In this circumstance, the people all think they are sitting in the theater looking at the same large screen at the front of the theater. However, what each person observes is actually reality individualized to them, beaming into their conscious through their virtual reality headset by the reality itself. So the reality can induce endless confusion, anger, conflict, and friction between people by showing people conflicting realities through the headsets, while at the same time deceiving them into thinking that they are all looking at the same screen and arguing about some independent objective reality that does not actually exist. This is an interesting comment so far. So this model would relate to the Mandela effect in the following way. A person A's virtual reality headset, Fruit Loops, is spelled Fruit Loops, OOT instead of UIT or whatever. I know what he's talking about. He wrote, and has always been spelled as such since that person was a child in the 1980s. It always has been presented to them that way, and the person remembers it as such. There never was any change in this person's reality. In person B's virtual reality headset, Fruit Loops was previously spelled fruit with a UI, and then at some random point in time, it starts to be presented in the VR headset as Fruit Loops, in the fruit. He wrote, so then person B is puzzled and is like, what the hell just happened? It used to be spelled Fruit Loops. I remember that. He wrote, and then if person B talks to person A says, no, you're wrong. It's always been spelled Fruit Loops with two O's. It's been that way since I was a kid. The VR headset model helps explain why different people have different recollections of different Mandela effects. Why did the VR headset choose to present them two different versions of Fruit Loops to cause the confusion in the first place, though? Why did it do that? I don't really understand. So you're saying there's no individual reality, but in his individual reality, Fruit Loops exists. So there is some sort of collective reality. And if there is a collective reality that we all tap into, and that's an illusion or whatever, uh, why would it have projected or presented two different versions of the solidified reality to two different people? Unless it's trying to incriminate or expose itself, that I don't really understand that, but it was an interesting comment. A lot. The first part of it was super interesting. I think about that kind of shit all the time. Imagine I probably shouldn't eat right before a video. That's probably why. Well, let me rephrase that. I probably shouldn't eat unhealthy shit before a video. Why is my nose running? Why am I dealing with pressures and phlegm and mucus, whatever you want to call it? Just like because the food we eat here in America ain't all that good for our health. Magic Zebra wrote, "Don't you know, Christopher? It's all to stop climate change." I thought everyone knew that. I think that they're trying to heat up the firmament to melt it or something, and that's why they propose climate change, because they're just like, it's damage control. So like, we'll tell them that everything's getting super hot, there's global warming because of what they're doing, even though it's really what we're doing from their perspective. You understand what I'm saying? They're trying to like maybe cook a hole into the fucking atmosphere with HARP or something. I don't know. But it's just damage control. The ice caps are melting. The ice caps could be them melting the firmament, and they just know that eventually this globe's going to fill up with water or something. I mean, I don't know. I heard that the firmament is just super frozen oxygen. So maybe they're trying to melt it. So, climate control is just damage control because they know they're the ones that are heating everything up. Uh, I know this is sarcasm though. I can read the sarcasm in your comment. He wrote, "Glad I could leave this comment to clear up any confusion on your end. Thank you, Magic. We appreciate you." He wrote from Magic also commented, "For myself, I have reached the conclusion that this realm cannot be changed or reformed. It is not possible on a metaphysical way." Okay, I agree with. Okay, let me just say this real quick. He wrote, "It is not possible on a metaphysical level." Let me stop right there, highlight so I don't lose track of where I was. Uh, the realm changes every. Like, while I agree with this, like we can't change it. The realm changes every day. So to me, that says it's scripted. That's all I had to say. But he wrote, uh, "It is designed and like people, the level of consciousness or awareness of the current modern day average individual is tenfold what it was 10 years ago. 20 years ago, it's 100-fold. Uh, he wrote, "It is designed in such a way to, so the reality, and with that level of conscious reality is changing." So again, I always say it's in fucking molasses because I've been a truther forever. Just like, shit's is getting annoying at this point. It's like this, anyways, but he wrote, "It is designed in such a way to make that impossible. There will be no collective action. There will be no overturning of the way things work here. Or if there is, it was already planned and scripted. And it wasn't us that initiated it. It's going to be some force that pushes some event that causes a high level of recognition of said event, that gets all of consciousness focused on said event, that pushes humanity into a new level of agreement or way of living. It could happen. Um, I don't think, even though reality seems to reset itself, I don't think that every single version that we end up experiencing as the observer creatures is the same. Like the Tartarian Empire that was all completely destroyed, all that. That was a completely different experience than what we're experiencing now. Would say historical. The historical experiences that we're not told about. He wrote, if there is any point to enduring any of this bullcrap in our lives, it would be that we are each supposed to transcend it or leave it behind on an individual basis. Or maybe it's to learn us through certain things that we knew we struggled with. Whatever it was. I don't know, whatever your soul knew you needed to grow, and your experience was dictated based off that, really. Because I always say, well, what can you learn to do people wrong? But it's sort of to prove my point that, well, once you do learn here, it's not really like a great place to be, but you do learn and grow here. But it is the weirdest school I've ever been in. Here, if there is a way to be free of this reality, it happens on an individual level, if it happens at all. One sec, guys. Sorry, guys. I had to get really fucking high to read this comment. No, I'm just joking. But, so he wrote, let me reread this part. He wrote, if there's any point to enduring any of this bullcrap in our lives, it would be that we are each supposed to transcend it or leave it all behind on an individual basis. If there is a way to be free of this reality, it happens on an individual level, if it happens at all. He wrote, here are a few hints. In the movie The Truman Show, Truman is on a highly individual journey with no one on his side, ultimately getting bashed around in a boat by himself to ultimately leaving the false reality again individually by himself. How can we relate to that then? Like, how do we keep relating to that about it being all about yourself? Because that's not what's happening here. That would mean that I'm the only real motherfucker, and all of you guys are actors playing roles. Like, the Truman Show's kind of relatable, but not really, because in our Truman Show, there are other Trumans. So it's relatable to the Truman Show, but it sort of isn't too. It's like we're in a sort of different situation here. We got a situation. Well, anyways, he wrote here are a few hints in the movie The Truman. Oh yeah, he wrote, in the movie The Matrix, the whole story revolves around the narrative of Neo being the one, which I take the one in quotes. He wrote, which I take to mean the one consciousness that controls the reality depicted in the movie. Neo is the one consciousness that can ultimately stop bullets in midair while using his mind to control reality. Other characters cannot do that because they are not the one consciousness that controls the reality. Yeah, if anybody in the Matrix is the one, well, it's Neo, right? That's what they called him. And he had superpowers and stuff. So, okay, maybe he is the god of the realm then. Or at the very least, blessed by the god of the realm. In the places where this reality around us makes reference to escaping or transcending its abuse, it seems like it is. What? Wait, I'm sorry, I gotta read this. In the places where this reality around us makes reference to escaping or transcending its abuse, it seems like it is something that can only happen on an individual basis. Yeah, I guess it is. Okay, so there was something I wanted to say earlier into this comment. One sec, guys. Collective action, there will be no return. It slips my mind. There was a point that I wanted to make, but it ended up slipping my mind. Oral Lumen wrote, why the realm exists, in my humble opinion, I am convinced. I'm trying to focus on just finishing the comments. Like, because if I'm reacting to the comments, I kind of want to talk on like every line. But if I do that, replying to fucking 5 or 10 comments would be a 2-hour comment reply video. So it's like, it ends up becoming still just a rant video more than a goddamn comment reply video. But all right, so or Lumen wrote, "Why the realm exists, in my humble opinion, I am convinced all of me is not in this realm. I suppose that my actual self has issues with immortality, and this place was created as we create amusement parks for ourselves. I think we are on one of the more advanced rides. I surmise that some of us choose not to go extreme when choosing this ride. It seems to me if you cannot experience pain or stress or any of the extreme emotions, because immortality, you might desire to have that experience. This place would be, I'm sorry, yeah, or no, this place would be what it is in that scenario, I suspect. Reality certainly is not real. This is my best explanation at the moment." These are great comments so far. I mean, these are all very deep fucking comments. Uh, all plus O me minus commented, "When laying down relaxing, I can sometimes see, in quotes, what's happening around me with closed eyes. Other times, I see quick peeks of the future. There's an interdimensional aspect to us all." I agree with that, absolutely. Sometimes you can almost like see through your eyelids, can't you? Sometimes you fuck with yourself because of it, because your eyes will be closed and you'll go to move your hand or something, and but you'll see your hand move and you'll go, wait, and then you'll open your eyes and go, wait, my eyes were closed, how the fuck did I see my hand move? Or like weird shit like that happens all the time. But we are pre-programmed, pre-scripted, or brainwashed to not discuss such things because such reality anomalies are, well, that's, you're crazy if you talk about that kind. What you've seen through your eyelids, you're crazy. It's like that's what I love about my channel. Honestly, we I think everybody on my channel should feel comfortable talking about whatever the fuck they're experiencing, and I appreciate the comments. uh, or Lumen wrote, "At 1733, teasing me with hope. How dare you? What a great way to go. Laugh out loud. I've enjoyed watching you over the years, my friend." What did I say at 1733? I can't remember what I said, but Magic Zebra wrote, "Totally, totally feeling what you said about your attachments to the people in this realm. I have to let go of my attachments to people or society in aggregate, basically out of necessity. And I've even mostly let go of my attachments to my wider circle of acquaintances, also out of necessity. And now I'm holding, or I'm sorry, now I'm down to holding just my attachments to my closest loved ones. And that is difficult because I don't see much of a future for myself or for them, uh, or for those attachments to this reality." Okay, I want to say this real quick. I'm not attached to anybody anymore, even my closest loved ones. Saying that's not a nasty thing. There's a difference between love and attachment. Uh, I think people assume in their mind that attachment's an odd thing, to be honest. When you observe it, again, without an ego or whatever, like from a third person perspective, attachment's a really weird thing that the human meat monkey does. But people associate one with the other. It's almost like we associate our level of attachment to something with our level of love for it. It's like I can tell you that I love my brothers to death. I'm not attached to any of them, uh, and there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to. I don't know why we think that way, or used to think that way. Like, oh, I'm definitely attached. I love them. It's like, again, when you see what attachment is from a third outside of your brainwashed ego perspective, it's actually a really weird trait of the human meat monkey thing. But I'm not attached to anything in this realm anymore. I guess, oh, no, no, that's not true. I still struggle with my anger or hatred for evil. I'm still attached to evil. I, I've tried to forgive it, but then it keeps being evil. So I have to stay in a constant state of forgiveness. I hope that that matters at some point. Maybe at the end of all of this, like, oh, you did good forgiving long enough. But it's just like I've yelled at evil. I've gotten angry with evil. I've wished death upon evil. I've cursed evil. I hate everything about evil. I'm definitely attached to it. I haven't let go yet. I want them to suffer in front of me. But Magic Zebra also commented, another nuance I would add to the topic of free will in this place is the topic of mind control. And of course, there are plenty of places within the truth seeking landscape where the evidence suggests mind control is discussed. People confuse mind control like with, oh, they made me get up and go do something that I would have never did, or they controlled my mind, or somebody says a certain word and people just like, and they become like controlled. It don't always work that way, as far as I'm concerned. And it may be that sophisticated. I don't know. At this point, I have no idea. But it works more like broadcasting certain frequencies that create an unhealthy state, an unsatisfied state, an uneasy state, an anxious state. It's really that. And you could say, in a way, it is mind control because when you're in that state, it alters the way you behave. But I think it's more like broadcasting or projecting unhealthy frequencies from not just radio towers and all that shit, but also the devices we bring right into our pockets and homes. These smart TVs, these smart whatever's washing machines, fridges now. My ice maker makes some really weird fucking noises when I get near it too. It's weird. I think that thing's possessed. Like, I swear to God, everybody else can walk near it. It's like once I'm in the kitchen, it's like there's like shit banging around in that motherfucker. I'm like, was this thing like shooting me with some little fucking gamma ray gun in the fridge, cause, causing like illnesses in me or attempting to or whatever. I'm sorry, I started ranting, but what was this thing? My good. Well, they're for sure doing a lot of shit to us that affects our mood, behavior, stress levels. You're easier to control when you're stressed or in fear. If you ever seen somebody who never encountered a scary situation in a scary situation for the first time, let's say somebody gets violent, you'll quickly learn that people that are in fear, let's say the shivering woman that's never been in violence and she's shaken, will literally do anything you tell them. Some of them get so shocked or terrified that you could say, ma'am, walk here, and they'll walk there, and you'll say, ma'am, hold this, and you can hand them a hammer and they'll hold the hammer. And they almost enter this like, it's like the fear paralyzes them and makes them easy to control. Do you understand what I'm saying? Why wouldn't your controllers want you in a state of fear all the time? Man, anyways, Magic Zebra wrote, for me, I have come to see this place as some. When you, I'm sorry, I just got to finish that point. When you turn on the news and it's always just shit that makes you scared and fearful. Yeah, you're in the process of MK Ultra by your government on its own citizens to control them. They need you in fear to control you. He wrote, for me, I have come to see this place as some kind of artificial reality slash simulation slash video game within the context imposing mind control on the characters within the simulation would be as simple as writing code or programming. Okay, if that, okay, I do want to say the opposing argument to this would be if we are in some sort of simulation that's trying to get us to be some kind of way, and the simulation's the one that has all the power, why didn't it just program us in that kind of way? Why is it always trying to manipulate? It's like it's picking at this scab or something. It's like, well, then just do it. If you got all the power, you're the architect, you're the simulation control, whatever, you're the one that writes the code or whatever, make the reality you want, the one where we're already completely subjected to your control. Well, that is the only one I've ever experienced. I've never experienced a free reality, only in my ignorance and when I was a child. And in my ignorance, I thought I had a freedom, sort of. I'm sorry. He wrote, why am I sorry? I don't know why I apologize for just speaking. Like, I'm sorry. Let me get back. Oh, I guess I have a job to do here. Within the context, imposing mind control on the characters within the simulation would be as simple as writing code or programming a video game to proceed a certain way. Once you're perceived, Once your perceive of this realm encompasses an artificial reality simulation model, that opens up a lot of explanations about how mind control, both on individuals and groups, can be implemented with staggering supernatural precision. This is a great comment. I'm enjoying Zebra's comments or whatever. Let me see. No, he doesn't have a channel. I mean, he's got a channel or whatever, but he doesn't make videos and shit. But he wrote, I for one would say that if a person is under mind control, then they are not acting with free will. I think all the elites, all that, whether they're giving into desires and blah blah, blah, they're still victims to something that controls them. Like they're still victims to something else really just digging into them. A bunch of something else's, maybe hundreds, thousands, a legion of something else's. He wrote, a person who is under mind control looks like they are acting of their own free will when they actually are not. I would say that mind control in this realm is a wall to wall, ceiling to floor, and encompasses everything from basic programming and propaganda to the literal, forceful, and abrupt hijacking of a person's mind slash consciousness and behavior by an outside force. Great comment. Great comments. Um, Interesting. T Fetch wrote, those top hats were stiffened with mercury. Oh, he's talking about the. Did I mention that? I thought that I just mentioned that in this video, didn't I? That wasn't in another video where I was talking about the hats. Oh, no, that wasn't another video. Yeah, what am I saying? I'm sorry. So T Fetch wrote, those top hats were stiffened with mercury, driving people mad, hence mad as a hatter. And but don't you think that that is the mind virus leaking into something positive and corrupting it, like it always does with everything? Like, oh, the hats are helping them. Let's start putting mercury in hats, and then say, oh, if you wear these hats, you're gonna die, and you know, assuming mercury's poisonous. I don't know. I've actually seen videos of a dude that worked in a mercury factory, like puddling it up in his hands and drinking it on camera, like right in front of the camera. Like, the stuff's not poisonous, but I do this all the time. I was like, God, I mean, I don't know what's true anymore, to be honest with you. But he wrote yeah, I remember this story where like it drove the man, you're mad as a hatter. Like everyone that wore a top hat was just some fucking. Uh, that's what Marilyn Manson wore on the first music video I ever seen of him. I think was a damn top hat. Anyways, he wrote, and that's a lot of the elite, or would have or would explain some of their behavior unless theirs were untainted, and then they only tainted the general populace, getting them to follow a trend to manipulate them, which fits more into the narrative we all know and love. Uh, maybe interesting comment. Bird Feeder Man wrote at 4830. Yeah, I could never figure out the truth sets you free seems to be another nonsense saying like just one light lights up a room and darkness flees, when in reality the one light in the room gets suicided, and if it survives, it gets gaslighted into oblivion. And Magic Zebra responded back to Project Bird for you, man. He wrote, I appreciate your comment, spot on. I love that one part in the Matrix where Cypher and Trinity are arguing. Cypher is arguing that Morpheus tricked them to leave the Matrix and just delivered them into another form of miserable servitude. And Trinity argues that Morpheus set them free. I have to say, Cypher has a point. Set you free how? And maybe it just enslaved you further and gave you this illusion that you're free. These are great comments. Liberation from the Matrix wrote, replied back, that's because we don't have the entire truth. If we had it, we would know why, when, and how. Uh, yeah, they say like light, darkness cannot exist in the light. That may be the opposite. Maybe a light can't exist without darkness. Maybe it's darkness that manipulates and controls light. Maybe the sun and the eclipse is the sun showing you its true form? Maybe the sun's true form is actually that black blob that comes out of it during the eclipse. Like people always say that the moon's moving in front of it, but it's just bullshit. It's like that darkness comes out of the sun. It's in the sun already. It just reveals itself, and then goes back for some reason. But I was thinking that could be true, or if the whole reality is a hell realm, then what's really happening is that during these eclipses, it's a very powerful moment where if we were looking at the sun, the light could give us information, and that eclipse is some sort of technology we're unaware of being used against us to block us during these important moments of communication with God. Magic Zebra wrote, I got a million what ifs in my head. Every second of every day, I have a million what ifs in my head. And I just started writing them down recently. It's like, I always assume, like, oh, I'll just bring them up on the videos, you know? Yeah, but then I end up forgetting them, and I might remember them a month later. You know? I've been writing them all down and stuff. But yeah, that was one of them, the eclipse. When I seen a video of it, almost looked like if you've ever seen an eyeball, how an eyeball is shaped. And it has like a circular shape to it, and then you can say the pupil has all sort of bulges out. It's still circular shape, but it's just bulging out. So it's almost like a circle and within a circle. And that thing came out of the sun, looked around, and then went back into the sun. In the video I seen, but anyways, Magic Zebra commented. I gotta check. One sec, guys. All right, guys. So Magic Zebra commented, "Yep, waiting around to die." Am I recording? I am. Yep, waiting around to die. That's me, guilty as charged. And as you mentioned, it's because there is nothing else that could happen, or at least there is the appearance of that being the case. That being said, if I woke up tomorrow and realized I had magical powers to do something about what's going on here, i.e., overturn the evil in this realm or get myself out of here metaphysically, sure, that would be. Whoops, what the hell did I do here? That was a great comment. What the fuck happened to it? That comment just disappeared. Oh, I'm sorry. I just did some dumb shit. I'm sorry. Let me read. Where was I at? That makes sense if I was wrong. Uh, sure, that would be great, and I would probably embrace it. But so far, that hasn't happened, and nothing indicates that it is likely to happen. So in the meantime, I'm just here standing under a dump truck while it unloads the endless supply of steer manure. The absurdity of it. It does. It feels. I will say though, have any of you guys noticed that since you've become aware of the reality and its constant attempts at trying to loose suck you, and you've sort of not given into it, it's sort of stopped. Like a lot of the stupid shit that would, other than distractions, I'll say they still happen. I still get distractions, like when I'm trying to make truth videos, especially for some reason. I act dumb. I mean, I know what's happening here at this point. I don't know why I act dumb to it, but it is what it is. I deal with it and I keep trudging forward. And like evil's always going to exist. It's always going to be there, like a little gnat or a persistent little fuckboy to try to hold me back, to suppress me, to hold me down. And I'm always just going to be like, get the fuck off, man. I'm just going to keep trudging forward. I don't know what drives me neither. Like I get super confused about what drives other people. I don't know what the fuck drives me. How the fuck can I figure out what drives them? I don't even know what drives me. Bronze Adonis wrote, "You're the best channel on YouTube, Chappie." Damn, you guys heard it here first, baby. You heard it here from Bronze Adonis. With a name like Bronze Adonis, dude, you know he's a fucking real one, baby. Best channel on YouTube, baby. Bam, bro. Bam. Oh, shit, no, I shouldn't do that because somebody say, "Oh my God, this channel on YouTube, man, this dude had his guns out." Man, you know what I'm saying? Magic Zebra wrote, that's so corny, but I enjoy it. I like dad jokes. Dad jokes are fun to me. Magic Zebra wrote, the Psy at 2126 in response to this reality. Amen to that, brother. Yeah, man. It just, it gets to that point. You just like, it's like an influx of stupidity from 20,000 different sources, just talking mouths. I mean, and this guy's got the little hat, that guy's got the little book, that guy's got the little tent, that guy's got the little robe, that dude's got the little kilt, that dude's got the little something. And they're all saying, listen to me, I know the way of doing it. And it just ends up becoming one channel of it's just like, fuck you, mute. It just gets to that point. It's just like, just sigh at it. Fuck you. This reality is a dump of stupidity. Magic Zebra wrote, totally resonated with the part about people endlessly bending their brains and only getting to almost truth, in quotes, and the fact that the reality is designed to be that way. It's totally a trap. It's a trap, obviously. Like, it sounds crazy when the thought, idea, or theory of this being a soul trap is first proposed to you. It sounds crazy. But goddamn, I mean, if you look at it from that perspective, it all kind of starts to make sense. Like, and I know that sounds crazy, but again, I'm not here to look sane, to be honest with you. I don't give a fuck if what I'm saying is scary or crazy or hurt your feelings, or I'm going to say it. And I'm glad that people like Magic Zebra say it too, and other people. Censored Doomer wrote at 43 minutes and 16 seconds to my "What are we building towards? And is it worth it?" video with laughing, crying faces and skulls. Uh, I don't know what I said at that, but I'm glad it made you laugh, brother. I appreciate that. Hey, I'm V wrote 40 at 4617. You come into this world as an avoider or a seeker. Being an avoider is pure bliss. Being a seeker, on the other hand, brings nothing but pain. 1899 Netflix. I agree with that. 1899 Netflix. You could have wrote an infinity sign and then put Earth. I agree. You're right with that one. Read absolutely. Seeking truth is not a fun experience, not enjoyable like you would think. There would be some righteousness or happiness in truth seeking, but you just really find out more evil shit. Jay Flamin commented, "We're in a realm that goes nowhere. Facts." Absolutely. There's an illusion that we're going somewhere with those all those NASA and Elon Musk cartoons we've been looking at over the years, but it's a weird thing to keep us in a state of stagnation, lie to us that we're going somewhere. When we look around, we see it never goes anywhere. It's super obvious. And then and it's like, man, what are you guys doing with all that money though? Then if you bring up black projects and shit, you're crazy conspiracy theorists. Like, well, you guys better explain something about all that money, because once it's been once if it's ever truly undeniably exposed that they've been lying to us this whole time, that we are in fact in some sort of enclosed realm, and they've never gone to any moon. Like, what's NASA going to do at that point? And I say NASA, but it's the cabal. Nothing's going to happen to them. They're going to get away because they're on their team. Why would they punish their buddies? It's like you own the court, and you're again, if you're a righteous, moral person, it don't matter if it's your brother, mom, or dad that's there. If they did something evil, you're going to lay the law down on their ass. I know I would. I don't give a fuck. But I can definitely understand loyalty. I can understand why people would, help their buddies get off with it, especially if they're all in cahoots with one another. They've the way that they operate like demons and mafia. That's all about blackmail, and if they're in on it, you're in on it. You sort of have to be on their team the way they've done it. So no, nothing would happen to them. Nobody would get in trouble. You'd hear even more how they were evil and blah blah, and you'd never hear about anybody getting arrested, anybody getting imprisoned, anybody getting executed, anybody being punished for crimes against humanity. Nothing good ever happens in the realm. You just get the false hope of good, and then the evil keeps happening all the time in the realm. Stacey Adams wrote, "Yeah, X-Men all the way." I agree. Just it'd be a lot better than this. Let's just hang out in this stupid hellhole reality fucking version of reality. Jacoba wrote, Why any of this? Why the pain, the fears, the insanity, the turmoil, the endless lies mixed with scattered pleasures that need to be pursued for some monetary or momentary satisfaction that disappears just as quickly as one's next breath? What am I actually doing? That was a great comment. Nihilist uh, or nihilitus replied back, perfect analysis. Nature has put us on this hedonistic treadmill. People describe this circumstance as being happy, self realization, etc. But in reality, evolution just wants to keep us busy to survive, to inject our genes into the future. We ourselves are just flashes in the pan, here today, gone tomorrow. Absolutely. I don't know if I have the smartest people in the world on my channel, but I definitely have the most logical people in the world on my channel. I definitely have the strongest, mentally strongest people on my channel that can fucking deal with the real truth of it, instead of lying to themselves for mental comfort zones and cartoons to satisfy their mind just enough to keep them existing in a realm they see as a hell realm every day. Magic Zebra wrote solid comment or replied back, exactly my question, thumbs up. And then Eternal replied back saying the soul slash higher self wishes to throw problems at the ego. Um, hey, I'm V wrote at 20 minutes. Fuck, I literally said that this morning to my what are we building towards and is it worth it video. I don't know what I said at 20 minutes. Uh, Longer Getting Stronger wrote the Dookie Boy realm never fails to disappoint. Seems like the suffering is endless here and deserve has nothing to do with it. Oh, we don't deserve it. Yeah, absolutely. Deserving this has nothing to do. It's not a karma thing. All that bullshit. One sec, guys. Yeah, guys, I wanted to bring up one of the things I noticed in like the word wizardry thing. Like I was looking into anatomy, uh, and I noticed in the foot, just the foot alone or whatever. Like you could say, looking at the foot from top to bottom, looking down at the foot, you would have your toes. The only other place I know in the reality where we use the word toe is to pull something along, a ball and chain, a repossessed or broken down vehicle, a tow, to tow something along, to drag something along. And I should have made coffee. Distilled water is not the best mouth lubricator, but right behind your toes, you have the ball of your foot. Some people think the heel's the ball, but it's because it's kind of shaped like a little ball, but the ball's actually like right behind your toes, but you have your ball, the ball of your foot, and then immediately following the ball, you have the sole of your foot, and then behind the sole of your foot, you have the heel. So in the foot, you could say the word wizardry is that we're towing along a ball sole to heel, but it don't feel that way. It feels like we're towing a ball sole into hell. I mean, I guess heel and hell are pretty close to one another, but those have two totally different meanings. The heel is something beautiful, but it doesn't seem like this reality drags our soul through it and heals it. It seems like it drags our soul through it and deteriorates it or damages it. But anyways, it was just like one of the examples of word wizardry and just in anatomy. There's a lot of weird shit. And actually, if you go even a step deeper, you look at like the names of bones and shit, and there's like certain bones in your hands and in your feet, like called metatarsals and like tarsal. I'm like, what the fuck is that? It's actually a lot of words that maybe I should go over them, honestly, because I mean, who knows what could happen? You know, I'll make the word wizardry video after this one. I'm going to finish up another few replies and then I'm going to make the word wizard video because I'm actually excited about that one now. uh, so, Nihilitas wrote, the truth is absolutely terrible. We do nothing but go through the same routines that life has done for millions of years to survive, to suffer, to die. So, this is our consciousness being here, being like that, being towards death. We are only here to be eaten, tortured, erased, and lose illusions like the hairs on our heads. I tell you, a human life is a despicable illusion. It just leads nowhere. And I'm at a point now where if I would have read this dude's comment, seriously, if I'd have read the Nihilita's comment 5 years ago, 6, 7 years ago, whatever, I probably would have been like, look at this psycho. Oh my God, this guy's just depressed, man. This guy needs to go get a girlfriend. I would have just probably thought some stupid ass fucking shit. Oh no, no. Oh no. Nihilitas is just the most negative, pessimistic. How do you know they're not just being brutally honest? They're just speaking their mind. What if that is the truth, what they're saying, and you're just scared to deal with it? So you demonize them because your brain is soft. Anyways, Hey, I'm V replied back to Nihilita's exactly. Jacoba replied back, a true burden. Bronze Adonis replied back, I can't debunk you. And Long Loner getting stronger replied back, nothing but facts. I agreed to. It was a great comment. Stacy Adams wrote, hi there, friends. Uh, Hello, Stacy. How you doing, love? I hope this hellhole isn't fucking doing you in too bad, and I know that that's what it does is do people in. It doesn't have a, it doesn't seem to have a great, too many great cards in the hand that it deals to people. But I hope you're doing good. And again, like I complain a lot, but my personal experience ain't all that bad. My personal experience actually ain't all that bad. Again, I went through the illnesses and all that shit, but that's life. That shit happens. Like people fucking fall down, they break their legs, they get stomach illnesses, they get brain illnesses. It's just it happens in life. Like it is what it is. But overall, I can't complain too much. But I'm empathetic, so it's like just because I'm okay in life doesn't mean I'm okay with life because when I look at somebody that ain't doing okay in life, it bothers me when I, like it still bothers me when I see people I love suffering, and a lot of the people I love are suffering because it's a suffering realm. It just there's a lot to complain about, even as a person that really doesn't have much to complain about. It's unfortunate that that's the case. Hey, I'm V. Hey everyone, hello V. Nice to see you, love. She also commented first. Uh, T Fetch commented, I'm going to do a few more. T Fetch commented, watch the movie Office Space again from the perspective of someone that woke up to the bullshit in the world and everyone else is NPCs and asleep like his girlfriend. Look how reality, like the Bobs, treat him differently before the whole embezzling stuff and him getting sucked back into the Matrix. I've never seen that movie, Office Space. There was a movie called something space, inner space. I love that movie as a kid where they injected the little dude in the other dude's butt or whatever, and he had like control of his. Well, no, he could like see what he was seeing, hear what he was hearing. He could say shit to him. I love that movie. But anyways, Phil, what the hell? It was Inner Space, I think is what it was called. But I've never seen Office Space. I have to check that out. Phil Jones wrote, carrying out a life recapitulation will really hammer home the scripts in our lives. I'm not saying they cannot be changed, as that would be difficult to know for sure, but the bullshit patterns and coincidences are ridiculous. They can be changed, but okay, if the whole ocean is going this way just because that's the way the current's going, again, the current, whoever controls the current is the one that actually has the power in the situation, but and you're one drop of water deciding to jump out of the ocean and go left an inch before landing back in the ocean and still going that way. Yeah, you can change a little bit of things, but you can't change the thing that's happening. The thing that's happening is totally scripted. Phil Jones wrote, an example in my life is when I set out to complete an important task. It doesn't have to be anything I dread either, just something important like getting my car fixed or doing anything Matrix, right? Phil, I know exactly how you feel. Like getting my car fixed or a work visa or finding the right doctor or whatever. Dude, it would literally take me 5 minutes to set up. I agree with this. Phil, dude, anyways, it would take me 5 minutes to set up an app on my phone to get my shit situated or whatever so that I could have been at the gym or whatever, but I just like I can't do it, man. I don't know what it is. Like anything Matrix, I just can't do it. I'm just like, oh god, no. I feel like, it's weird. I feel like I'm selling my soul. I know that sounds weird, but it's almost like that by participating in the Matrix, I'm like condemning my soul to an old reality uh, path that I don't want to get back on. I know that sounds crazy, but anyways, he wrote. Bill Jones wrote, 80% of the time, the first attempt will not be a success, and I will have to start the process over again. It's infuriating and beyond coincidence. This place is a joke, a scripted simulation. Absolutely. I agree with that. Again, I can't say I know 100%, but I'll say that it makes way more sense than what we're told to believe in this fucking hellhole. T. Fetro, can't disagree. Good. Why would you want to be disagreeable, T? I must say a lot of fucking right shit if you can't find something to disagree with on simulated reality rant. Uh, Dialectric Truth put a smiley face. Stacey Adams wrote, your message is definitely important. Thank you, Stacey. I appreciate that. Uh, Tridian wrote, watch The Matrix. Thank you, Tridian. I'll check that movie out. Project Bird Feeder Man wrote, religion, especially Christianity, gives me the opposite of mental comfort. I must have been doing it wrong. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. Yeah, right. Religion is a fear-based thing, just like the government's a fear-based thing. It's funny the way the mind virus works, no matter which tool it uses to get its agenda done. But Bronze Adonis wrote, missed you, bro. It's good to be missed. It's good to, I mean, I'd rather be missed than not missed. That would suck, if you fucking went away for a month or something and came back and comments were like, man, can you take another month off? That would suck, wouldn't it? Like, God damn, I ain't doing something right. No wonder I'm stuck at 1,100 subscribers. I think I'm stuck at 1,100 subscribers because I don't put in any of the footwork. Like, I used to go and leave comments all the time. I've left a couple comments recently, but I used to go and leave comments. But once it got to the point where I can't leave comments telling people to come check my channel out, I stopped because they just instantly get deleted or whatever. YouTube's algorithm instantly deletes them. Anytime I even mention anything, if I leave a message, a comment to get traffic to my channel, I have to leave it in a very cryptic way. I have to sort of manipulate my words in a way that people can kind of understand that I'm another channel making comment or content without me actually saying it. Isn't it sad that I'm dealing with that? Like, what reality are we in? I just, anyways, but Philosophy Vids wrote, you said you'd discuss my encounter with Satan. However, I doubt that actually occurs. Most are afraid. What the fuck? I'll discuss whatever encounter you're talking about. What encounter? We're saying, what happened? Dude, what did he do to you? Why is this? Wait. I can't say. However, I doubt that actually occurs. Most are afraid. Whoa, dude, that's a fucking scary. That's a scary comment. What? Who's afraid of what? And what are they afraid of? What did the devil do to you? Did you actually like go into a room and there was like this demon dude sitting there like, philosophy vids. Now you're gonna prick your fucking finger, motherfucker, and put your blood in this pen, and then you're gonna fucking sign this contract in your blood, and your soul's gonna belong to me. And you were like, no, like Luke when he found out Vader was his dad. Yeah, when Luke finds out that, hey, you want to talk about a truth drop in a movie? When Luke finds out that the Dark Lord is actually his father, he just like breaks out. That scene, bro. It probably don't exist anymore. I mean, with all the Mandela effects, maybe he don't even say he's his father. Maybe nowadays he says, "I'm your uncle." I mean, I don't know, but like, you know what I'm saying. But with things changing, but fucking anyways, that's reality. when you find out, oh my goodness, the God of this reality is a dark lord. That's your reaction. No! World Gone Insane commented, here's one. Why do we only remember a fraction of things since birth? Some of the memories are not even sort of important. So why do we even remember them? It's like some pre-arranged program. It is not by any choice. Amen. Yeah, that's a great point. Your selective memory is a real study, but I doubt there is an actual answer. Lots of speculation, like always. Yeah, it's true because a lot of the memories I have or memories associated with nostalgia are really just a very simple memory. It's like me walking through this certain forest when I was a kid on my way to school. I have this like memory of this moment where I was very present in this moment. But I would make that walk to school, 1,000 times a day, and or 1,000 times a day, but what I'm saying. Like I made that walk 1,000 times. I don't remember the 500 times before it or the 499 times after it. Uh, but I remember that moment. There was nothing special about that moment, but that moment is the one I remember. It's almost like, well, who chooses the ones that I get to remember? I would like to remember every single second of every day. But you could say that the human avatar meat monkey thing is sort of an aloof creature. It's not a very present creature to the point that it has to reassure itself and confirm itself in its mind. I am being present to be present. It takes practice to be present. That's how fucking in our own brains of a creature we are. We do all kinds of shit in our own minds. We're just the meat monkey human thing that we call a human being is a very interesting creature. Like when you actually observe its behavior with no judgments, no preconditioned ideals, any of that. You just look at it from a third person perspective with no ego. You see, it's a really just deranged, sort of weird, uh, crazy creature. Like it's just, well, anyways. But Hey I V wrote, I just cite this reality the same. Did I already read that comment? I thought I read that comment. Maybe a couple people are also sighing at this reality. Hey I'm V wrote, I feel like we're Sims or something. It definitely feels that way. Uh, and then she also commented, I was obsessed with that game as a kid. It's kind of creepy. I also like The Sims. The Sims is a great game. Liberation from the Matrix wrote back to Hey I'm V, or replied to Hey I'm V. Funny, I used this game just yesterday to try to explain to a friend we're most likely a consciousness incarnated in a programmed body akin to a sim. If you let a sim alone, it will do its programming, eat, poop, etc., but only a player can steer it in a direction. Yeah, this is was one of my what ifs back in the day too. That we're really just an advanced AI program from the future. We're like a simulation game, like The Sims, and what we call demons or the mind virus are the fucking little teenage retards playing our vessels. That's why they're always like nasty and ugly. And anyways, Ham B wrote replied back exactly, and then Project Bird Feeder man replied back, and the burglar music is perpetually playing. And Ham B replied back, laughing faces. T-Fetch wrote, "We are meat." We're just these dumb fucking I don't know why that got me funny. Motherfucker just said like we are meat. That was funny. Funny. Yeah, we are. We're just we're just dumbass fucking meat monkeys, aren't we? Hey, I'm B bro. Hi everyone. And then also wrote, yay, a new video. Funny. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this one up, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one.